Well, hello loves and happy Sunday to you. So today is my day off, and so I'm bringing to you, I've put 3 videos together. So this was actually a series that I did over a year ago, and it started with the process of how to get ideas for when you want to create and you don't know what, and I take you through some resources and help you find patterns that you're drawn to that you can take into your creativity. And then we do some gel printing, and that's just part of this process of finding this creative spirit, this creative flow, something to get you here to the table and get creating. And while I do finish these 4 pieces that we do together, this isn't about finishing. This is about getting here and creating and giving you ideas on how to move through the creative process. So I do all of that with you. Again, this was 3 videos that I have kind of cut down and combined and put together for you. Then we do some. I show you some techniques on how to work through the time when you get stuck. We all do it. It's either messy, middle, or towards the end where you're like, is it done? Is it not done? Do I need to add something? And I give you some really great ways to work through that space, because we've worked on pieces. They're pretty good. They're okay. But now what do I do? Is it done? Is it not done? So all of this is to help you, one, get creating and kind of work through the creative process and keep going. But again, over the next few videos, I want to get you here and creating. Get unstuck and just show up and do something. So if you don't finish a thing or you do something that's similar to mine, but you don't get all the way to the end, do not ever think that that is a failure. There's never a failure when we create. Ever, ever, ever. And I just want to inspire you to come to the table. It's such a great place to let go of the craziness of the world and just be in this place of peace and creativity. So there's a ton of ideas in this video. And it's a little bit longer because I've combined them, but it's really thorough in all different aspects of the creative process. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope all the videos continue to inspire you to just do something, to just create, whatever that might be. And then hopefully some of the videos will inspire you and give you ideas on how to move through the process. So anyway, I hope your Sunday is restful and peaceful, and I hope that you always, always know that you are loved. So I came into the studio and I just picked up my faithfuls. These you guys have already seen, I think. And I want to say too that because I've got a bunch of new things that I've been collecting over the last couple of months. And I'm going to have all of those resources available in the subscriber library and the membership. So these will all be added to the resource area, and you can check that out and see these, and I'll have the link to them and all that kind of stuff. But Uppercase Magazine is always a source of inspiration. Always, always, always. There isn't one that I pick up that I don't just ooh and ah over. Maybe not the whole thing, but there's just, it's just inspiration overload pretty much all of the time. And you can see I have so many of these books are marked and tabbed because I go to them, because this is what I do when I'm feeling like I got nothing in the tank and I don't know what to do. And I know I need to be here because it's practice. Anything that I do here, whether it's a scribble, whether it's a paint splotch, it's practice. And it leads me to something else. And it keeps me showing up in a way that because the longer I stay away from here, the harder it is to come back. And when I can let go of having something spectacular or finished or anything like that happen when I show up here, and I can just come here and play, that will bring me back. So then once I started looking through all my magazines, I started finding a pattern that stopped me. So like this one I even tore out of the magazine because I was so intrigued with the pattern and the color and all of that. So this is Uppercase magazine. So we'll see a theme here. And then this is Marimekko in patterns. And do I have this one tabbed? Oh, I don't have it tabbed. Oh, oh shucks. I had it. Every single page is just, no. Okay, so this one inspired me. Simple and plain. And I think part of the reason why is why this kind of, I was like, that would be something to just doodle, to just do. I could, and the colors. So when I pulled this out, this one, it has a lot of the same colors. I'm going to leave that right there. And I'll put that like that. So that's Marimekko. Then this is Print and Paint, Pattern and Nature. And again, just inspiration overload. And even if you're not in, this is not my style necessarily, and some of this isn't my style either, but the colors and the patterns and the different ways that you can put things together. So never overlook the fact that even if it's not your style, that it won't inspire you. Because look at these tabs that I have in here. But this one here, I stopped and I was like, ooh, this is kind of my style. I like that. And so then I come back to, it's the same color. Wait. So I've got the same, I keep coming back to the same colors. See that? That magenta, brights, greens. So I was like, okay. And then these ones are new to me. This is For the Love of Color by Anna Stommer. This one is by Bowie Style. This is obviously Marimekko. Just pure inspiration of color. And these are more interior. But I just stopped and looked at this page. That's like fluorescent pink. That's like in-your-face pink. And so, again, I was like, okay, I see what I'm being inspired by right now. Kind of whimsical, kind of, different, maybe. This one is Acrylic Color Explorations. And I found this one, maybe this one too, from Laura Horn. Actually, this one I think I've had. This one I had. This one I found through Laura Horn. Okay. But again, this was the one I tabbed that inspired me. Again, it's the same color theme. This is my style. This I love. I love the pattern. I love the stenciling. I love the paper. And usually when I start singing my words like that, that just makes me happy. So as I was doing this, as I was like, okay, I need to find some inspiration. As I was doing this, I started getting excited again. And not necessarily for a full piece. And I wasn't even thinking about, I was thinking about doing a journal page. But as I put all of these together, I started seeing a series of work that I could do, small pieces. And all these ideas started percolating. Okay, so that's that one. Then the coup d'etat, I think that's how you say it, coup d'etat is, let me put these down here, is this one. So this is one of my favorites, favorite author, Sibella Court. I have, I think, all of her books. She's an interior designer, and her books are a work of art. They are simply a work of art. How she puts them together. She draws inspiration from her surroundings, and this one's like from different countries, and just it is fantastic. And I've referred to her and her books before for inspiration. But this page I just stopped at. And I really kind of dissected this because now I know I'm onto something. Now I know I'm finding my inspiration, and I'm looking at like the crackly wood, and I'm like, ooh. And this vibrant pink, and the greens, and the teals, and it's all throughout, and it's congruent with the other pieces that I found in my other books. And maybe they're not exactly the same, but there's a lot of similarities, a lot. So that's letting me know, okay, this is what I'm inspired by right now in this moment. Now I can take this inspiration and just do a color swatch. I could get out markers, or I could get out pencils and just get these colors down in any random way that I want. I could include some crackle in there and then maybe do a wash over it and just see what happens. That's half of my journal pages. So if I go to like this page right here, that's one of those pages where I'm like, I don't know what to do. I found some colors that inspire me. I'm just gonna do something. And that's what this is. And to me, these are beautiful. To me, these are a stepping stone to breaking that rut of not showing up, even if it's as simple as something like this. Now that's a full journal page, but these are all experiments, page after page after page of just doing something. And so that was my goal for today, was to just do something. And I actually have some ideas, not fully, but I envision this color palette on 4 8x8 pieces to kind of create a little bit of a series. I don't know how that's going to look just yet. I don't know if it's going to include flowers or crackle or whatever it's going to include. I know it's going to include this color palette that I have gone back to over and over and over again. So that's what I know for sure. I also know, because I don't know what to do yet, I'm going to do a little play beforehand. I'm going to mix my color palette, and I'm going to do a little gel printing, because that always gets me excited. Most likely it's going to be abstract and somewhat whimsical, because that's what I'm feeling, and that's kind of the direction that I'm going, because I don't have an idea. But that all can change in an instant. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going to do a little bit of gel printing, because I always see something in my gel plate, always. So I've got my 12 by 12. I think this is, what size is this? This is a bigger one. I don't know. 12 by 12, I think it is. And I'm just going to do the colors that I am inspired by. And that may be all I do for today. Or it may lead me in a direction of where I want to go. I have my new stencils that I want to kind of try out on the plate too. I'm going to do it in that color palette. Whatever stencils I use today, those will be listed on the blog, let me see, will it be in the library? No, it won't be in the library. It'll be listed on the blog or in the weekly email. I've been listing all the supplies and everything in the weekly email to make it easier for everyone so they don't have to go to the blog. They can go right to the video and you have your list of supplies in the weekly email. So trying to make it easy for everybody. So I wanted to play with these a little bit because I've got all the different sizes and I want to see how it translates and all that kind of stuff. So color palette I have, inspiration I have. Now I just need sometimes we can have those things and still be like, I don't know what to do. And I still don't. I have an idea of what I'm thinking, but I want to respond to the gel printing. I want to respond to getting color down on these 4. And I'm going to create them simultaneously and do them all at one time. I don't know how much or what kind of collage paper I'll be using, if I'll be using the gel prints or not. I suspect that I will because it's going to be in the colors that I'm choosing. But this is the process that I want to continue to share with you because so often we think that we have to show up with a plan and we have to show up thinking that it's going to be a finished piece, and we don't. We show up and do the next right thing, and everything leads to the next thing. And that's exactly what I'm trying to demonstrate for you here because that's what I've done this morning. I was like, I have no idea. Well, I'm going to go through my books. Well, I realize this color palette. Okay, well, then I start getting ideas. So I have out here, I have olive green and green gold. I have quin magenta. I actually even brought out a little bit of fluorescent pink and fluorescent magenta. Woo, woo. And then I have some teal. And so I mixed up a new color of teal. This is a darker teal. It's in between my real dark, my real light. This is like in between. And these are my house paints that I have shared with you guys on YouTube, in the library, and in the membership. I also mixed up, this is like a rosy magenta. So it's a little bit redder, but it has this kind of magenta undertone. And so I'm excited to play with these. And then I also have out just on reserve, so I've got my teal, my red. So I'm looking at my color palette, and these are the colors that are speaking to me. I've got a little bit of this kind of, it's like a orangey yellow, which would be like a little bit of interesting pop in there. I don't know. And then, so let me go back to, so this is this is the one that I absolutely love the most. Oh, did I lose the page? There it is. This is my inspiration that I absolutely love the most. Look at those colors that are coming in here. Look at that. It's good. But there's also this kind of white, rustic feel to it, that wall. Kind of this rustic feel, which could be papers, that kind of thing. And this crackle really has me intrigued. Plus this pop of black, that contrast, that white and that black between everything really excites me. So I have out some scraps of collage paper that I'm thinking about, and then some black and white and whatever. We'll see what, I've got a ton of different like blacks and whites and stuff like that. But I also have some black and white letters and numbers because of that inspiration, because that one pop of like boom, that high contrast of those numbers. It was like a street sign. Go back to it. I need to mark it. Right there, that street sign. I love it. So, that's my inspiration. That's where I'm headed. I don't know what's going to happen. I just don't know. I expect these to be abstract, possibly some floral in there. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm excited about the inspiration that I have so far. here's my lovelies. Now, they're missing something, and that's like I said, I feel like there's a couple things that I don't feel are right. Like I don't like the dots. I'm not a fan. I made some bigger. I didn't really like those. So, no. So I've got to make some changes. And typically how I start this process, if I'm like, I don't know what, like, do I want to take those away? Do I want to add something more? Do I need to add something bolder? Typically what I do is I start here. I start with my iPad. And so here is this one right here. And I use Procreate, but I'm gonna not use Procreate because not everybody has that. But I think everyone has, and you can do this on your phone too. So I've cropped. I just took a picture with my iPad, and then I cropped it, and now I'm gonna hit Edit, and there's a little pen up here, a pen tool right there. And then it gives you some pens to kind of play with. Now, it's not perfect. Procreate, I can really get some true ideas and brush work and things like that. And so typically I will do it in Procreate, but it's a paid you have to pay for it and that kind of thing. So I want to give you something that is for free. So there's a small pen, like a felt tip, another kind of finer tip, an eraser, and I'm not sure what this one is, to be honest with you. But I'm just going to go to, let's see, oops. And this little arrow here is back, so like I just made a mark. I have an Apple pen. You don't need an Apple pen, you can use your finger. So let's just say I want some marks on here. So I'm going to choose this one here. I've got black highlighted, but you can change the color to whatever color. Most likely, whatever I'm doing on these is going to be black because I've got lots of color. I say that now because I thought for a second I might add a splash of teal in there, so you never know. So I'm going to go black. And then I'm just going to make, like, I thought maybe I wanted some scratchy marks. And then if I don't like that or I did too much, then I can hit back and I just delete that. Maybe I want more flowy marks. That's not bad. Maybe I want the marks up here. That's not bad. Maybe I want, so I'm going to grab this pen. Oh, that one's even smaller. So I'm going to go back to this one and I'm going to double click on it again. I'm going to make it thicker. And maybe I need to make this more exaggerated. Maybe I need to make them bigger and not so small. So I go through this whole, rearranging everything. So that maybe that doesn't do it for me, so I'll click back on that and take all those little hash marks away. Now maybe I'm going to grab my felt tip marker. Maybe I do want a big splash of teal. So I'm going to grab some teal here. I'll just grab that color. That's pretty close. And I've got it at 100% opacity. And then maybe I just make a big, mark. Do I like that? And that's not exactly the right teal color. Like I want to color mix it. Oh yes, okay. So let's grab this color here. There we go. Okay, so this eyedropper up here, I can grab the color of what I'm looking at. So now I've got some color there. So let me go back. Oh, see, I'm used to using my fingers for my Procreate. So let me go back here. There's the color that's kind of in my background. Maybe I want just a bit more teal. I kind of like that. A little messy. And then if I go back to my pen and then I go back to black, Maybe I need more marks on my flowers. I don't like that at all. I'm going to go back to this pen here. This is a softer pen. And then maybe I can kind of come over and do some scratchy marks in there. I kind of like that. And so I play around with all of these. So for instance, let's just go back to, let me go done. Let me go to, I think it was this one. Yeah. So if I hit edit and I hit my pen tool, okay, I can come into, I haven't cropped this one, so it's not quite as big. So let me crop it. Okay, so now it's bigger. So these dots up here, I'm not so sure about those. So if I hit edit and I hit my pen tool and I hit the marker thing, and then I come and I grab, let's just say this color, and I'm going to come back to the marker and I'll change the opacity a little bit, and I come up here and I kind of get rid of some of those dots. What do I think? Is that better? It is better to me. You see what I'm saying? So I can kind of come in here and play around and go, okay, now, then from here, when I kind of get my ideas, you know, I can save it. However, I can save it with the markups on it already. And then I can refer to it as I actually come to my pieces, because then what I do is I typically will take one of these three things. So this is a clear transparency film. So back in the old days, before we had all the computers, we used to print our graphics on transparencies, and then we had an overhead projector and we projected on the wall. You don't have to do that anymore, but they still make the transparencies. Apparently somebody uses them for something. But they have kind of a gritty side, which makes it perfect for painting on. And you can cut these up into smaller pieces, which I will do. And they work really, really well for putting marks on here, like just putting it down on your piece. And I'm thinking, I want something dark and black right here. So I could do it on my transparency sheet, and then if I don't like it, I can, I don't have to put it on my piece. I can turn it and say maybe it just needs to be a little bit darker. Now the other thing that I use, and I'm going to give you some examples here in just a second. So let me set that aside. The other thing that I use is I also have these like notebook pockets, binder pockets, and I will cut them apart. You can leave them like they are, or you can cut them apart. A lot of times I've left them like they are because if I make a mark that I really like, I can put it in my binder and save it and bring it out if I'm, doing something. Or you can cut them apart and just use one section of them, which is obviously more economical and that kind of thing. But you can paint on these. Now this may have a little bit of repelling effect because it doesn't have, it's not, not made to be painted on, but they work really great with markers and different things like that. So if I'm looking for just marks, it works really well. So that's clear binder pockets. I don't know what they're called, to be honest with you. And then my favorite little thing, and this has actually been somewhat of a new discovery for me. I save all my previous ideas in there. These are clear sticky notes. Now they're not 100% clear. They're not as clear as this, but I can lay it down. You see that? I can lay it down, and it's made for writing on. So it's got the side that has kind of a grit to it. So I can put just about anything on there. and I can see if it works. And they come in all different sizes. They're super inexpensive. Like if I just am like, if I'm just unsure about like, do I want like a couple of marks right there, I can put it down. So these are clear sticky notes. All of these references will be listed on the blog post and in the membership and in the subscriber email. Okay, so let me put that aside. So let me just give you a couple examples, and then I'm going to turn the camera on and go to town and finish these babies up because it's time to get them done. Okay, so for this one, I think it was this one. Let me look at my examples from. Okay, so for this one, I felt like I wanted to have something larger over here. And it's either a black splotch or a teal splotch, something like that. And I also was not happy with the dots. I love my paper. I love this paper, but me going over it with my pen, I did not love that. So I can come back over it now and cover some of that up. And this is the great thing about collage paper, is that you can kind of go, okay, yeah, that feels better. That feels better already, to be honest with you. But I'm going to show you, I'll explore my options. So I've got this clear piece of transfer or transparency, and that's the gritty side. And I'm thinking that I want some black in there. So I'm just going to try it. So let me move these out of the way. And I'm going to grab a 1/2 inch flat brush because I want to be able to control this a little bit. I don't want it to be too, and that's part of my problem is control, which is why I have what I have, because I tried to control it too much. And so I want to, okay, so if I just, see, I love that. I absolutely love that. And if I wanted to, if it was super wet, I could stamp it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it with you right now. And the worst thing that can happen is that I have to just paint over it. I'm going to scratch into it. It's going to give it some movement. And let's just see what we get. It's a little dry. I'm pretty happy with that though. So I'm going to grab a little bit more gesso here. And I'm going to come down a little bit here. And let's see. I'm going to scratch into it again. Love it. I absolutely love it. Now, I don't want to leave it just like this. I want it because I don't want it to look like it's an after effect like these do. I want to integrate them in to the piece. So I want to now come into them, and let me just, I'm gonna just put a towel on it real quick and just kind of tap up some of that wet paint. It's not very wet. And I'm gonna grab some unbleached titanium, or it could be teal too. This could be my combo of adding a little bit more teal. Okay, so I've got a clean brush. I'm gonna come in. I've got a majority of, well, I'm not going to add teal just yet. And I can come back over now and kind of interrupt this a little bit so that it doesn't look like an afterthought. Now I'll grab a little teal. And there's that pop of teal that I was longing for. And then I can come in and just soften it up so that it feels like the rest of the piece. I'm gonna grab my fingers here. And then I can kind of continue to finesse it till it feels comfortable. But I love this little splotchy bit up there. Love that. I like that teal coming through. So I'm going to add a little bit in here and just kind of pick it up. Oh, yes. Now, this down here, I can come in now and add this collage paper. And if I want, or I can come in with just a little bit, got a little black on there. Come in with just a little bit of unbleached titanium with a little bit of water on it. And just kind of block out those big, weird blobs that I put down. Yep. That feels really good. I love it. I love it. That's exactly what I was looking for. The unexpected. Okay, I'm not going to touch it because I love it. Okay, so now you get the idea. I can come back with different, like I don't like these dots up here. I can come back with collage paper and go over them, or I can come back and decide, do I just want to take them out? And yes, I do. And maybe it's not all of them. So I can kind of move this around. Let me put a little bit more on there. And so I can move this around and maybe I only take out a few of them and make them feel more integrated. And I can do that with my, so this is the writing side. I can do the same thing with my sticky notes. Like I like that. So this is a really no fear way of seeing, like, what do I want? And so for instance, I also want, I was thinking, I gotta be careful because I got paint all over my fingers. I was thinking that in this one, I wanted to have a little bit of writing. Like maybe that would be my unexpected pop of something. So if I grabbed a Posca pen, I could use some ink. I could even, see, you're seeing, this is the real time, like idea happening time. So I could even take some of my gesso, water that down. See, I love that. I love that. Okay, so I've already got two ideas now happening that I would have been afraid to take that risk. And this is zero fear. So if I didn't like that, up it comes. Too bad my script is that way, but it's okay. I don't mind writing. And I also want to keep in mind that I don't want everything all on the same side. So I could, maybe it's over here that I do it. I like that. Okay, so this won't take me very long to finish them up. I'm just going to do my thing just like I did with you and get the last few little bits on